Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. We are your USA team and so excited to be here. This is our first show of the new year. What do you think of that? 2025 is here and we are off to the races. There's a lot of good things happening. We've got the team in the background here coming in to share some updates. The first one I'm going to share, Project Die Hard. We all know and love Project Die Hard and all the great things that that organization does, providing hope to veterans and combating the horrible problem that we have with veteran suicide and the prevalence of that across the country, across far and wide, and we need to do something about that, and that's what Project Die Hard is here for. One thing that they have coming up that's a big event this summer, mark your calendars for Hopestock, July 25th through the 27th. It is the last weekend in July. Hopestock will be taking place at the Forward Operating Base Rush, FOB Rush, located in Makanda, Illinois. It is a 20-acre property with a 10,000 square foot building. The building itself is partially open. It has a meeting space. It has a kitchen. It also has space where there eventually will be sleeping quarters for veterans to be able to come and stay there for a short time, whether it's a day, a week, a month, or even up to a year, while they are getting whatever help it is that they need for that time. But we're still working on that part. We need help, actually. We need volunteers to be able to do those remodels. We need the funding to be able to do that. We need to get the word out of all the things that are needed there. And I am hopeful that that can be a huge way along by the time Hopestock comes. I honestly don't think that there's enough time between now and then to finish all of that. But I dare the universe to prove me wrong. I would love to see that actually done by Hopestock. That is what's in the immediate future here. And also one more piece that I want to make sure to share is that the first Wednesday of the month, there always is a veterans breakfast taking place in Paducah, Kentucky, and all are welcome. You don't have to be a veteran to attend, but we especially invite our veterans to be able to come, and for everyone else, come and break bread with heroes. So that is at the IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky, and a little birdie told me that that may be expanding to other locations as well. That's in the works. We'll announce more when we have more details available, but I know there's interest in Arizona, there's interest in Ohio, and it's just a matter of getting all those details in place for that to begin. So more to come on that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Emily Golmer to share some updates as well. So Emily, come on in. How are you doing?
Let me get myself on here. So welcome everybody to the Disability Channel and Canada. Glad to be here. About some big things coming up with the Disability Channel. First up, coming up here, a few of them here are here in February. So on February 2nd, where'd my screen go? we are having a fundraiser, um, a vet shock fundraiser. Um, and they're gonna be having some different bands, like Fraser Newcomb, Brandy Wine, and some others. Fraser and Brandy have been on the show, so that's awesome. Um, but um, so yeah, it's a fundraiser for veterans. They're gonna have uh $8,000 in giveaways, a silent auction, door prizes, celebrity appearances, from I believe 2 to 6 Eastern, so it's 1 to 5 Central. Doors open at 1 Eastern. Um, and um, encourage everybody to uh, tune into that or anything like that. So that's just one update. Another one also coming up here in February, um, is that uh, there is the Invictus Games over in Vancouver, in the Whistler area, and the Disability Channel is going to be doing at least some, if not all, of the media uh, promotion coverage of that, and interviewing Prince Harry, and so on. So that's a big deal that's coming up, both the 8th through the 16th, as well as I think we're as as usual, we're at the Super Bowl, which I believe is the 9th, um, and on Media Row, with Dave Stevens and so on. And then also, Jay's also starting a new show, or his own show here. Um, so, so Jay's joined and Friends. Uh, so yeah, so exciting stuff coming up. So encourage everybody to support the Disability Channel in whatever way you can. But just talking about veterans, we do have one of our regular friends who's joined us, who's also a veteran of California, who we affectionately call as the Master Connector, who have been helping with his own show that we do Wednesday mornings, Alan Holmes. So welcome, Alan. Good to have you.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. For those around, can you hear me?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, glad you're
All
here.
right. Thank you. I'm glad I'm here. I just wanted to start by saying, first of all, to those who I'm sure you know by now, Pacific Palisades in Southern California is on fire. It is raging in various different things, and I just want to, on behalf of Southern California and those who know me, I'm glad to have a very different sense of humor, but this one is seriously just to say please send prayers and donations, and watch out for various different organizations asking you to donate. Make sure they're from ethical, legitimate places, but it's all hands on deck, and we love you, we honor you. Please say prayers from the little ones to the horses to everyone out there. So thank you so much for having me, being part of the Word of Abilities, and the disability channels and just your community as a whole. I really appreciate you. Happy 2025 to each one of you. Um, as a master connector, I come across a lot of different organizations and people. And today I had the honor and privilege of interviewing the master himself of the no card. You've heard of me talk about it many times. No card, Rob Pickering. Won't spoil you with all the details. Hint, hint. If you go back, the engineer, Little Birdie, told me that Emily Gorman, Kurt Roscoff, oh, they were on fire today, ladies and gentlemen, and they were in a good way. And they really brought it full circle on being part of no card and educating and showing us how no card, is made effect in their life. And it was because of Kurt that I learned about no card. So thank you, Mr. Roscoff, for introducing me to no card. And then there's other, side notes. I have looking at my little cheat sheet here. There's a thing called Skyler Network that I've been part of. So is Kurt. It is a very free form. There's also, let's see here. There's a gentleman named Patrick Kelly. You'll probably hear about him sooner or later. He has a job soldier platform. That's right. He's helping all soldiers. He has this very unique way of helping soldiers, and I'm getting the details. This is fresh off the press this morning. This has been going on since this morning. A lot of things happening, but as always, I'm just happy to be here. Mastery of Connections is a great show. It kind of dovetails in this one, and yeah, just let me know how I can be of service. And thank you for having me. But before I go, I must introduce a legend, a mystical feature. He jumps all over the place. He's skiing one day and he's another. He's over there. Oh, there he is. Poof. There I go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kurt Roscoe.
Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Alan, in this, your support for the Disability Channel and, joining, the community that has been made possible through the inspirations of Jay Stoyan. His life journey of the last dozen years, making a very personal decision to come on out and, to really hit, the very personal aspects of, really creating an entity of the Disability Channel and making it a self-advocacy and a platform to attract other self-advocates to come on out and make sure there's more general public awareness of, how life works from the perspective of people with disabilities and to create opportunities and having the television industry be an example of how we can bring in people with disabilities into these spaces where people with disabilities traditionally or historically have not been given as much of a chance as their counterparts that don't qualify for disability services. So this is a huge pioneering process. All of us here gather around the Disability Channel are really in the space of change making, and you're observing change agents and making this difference in Canada and in America, and to make it available on all social media platforms. So through the magic of the internet, this is something that becomes available to everybody around the world to tap in here. And again, the story for me is I was working on Ability Fest back in 2020, and I was on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn.com, you can find the Disability Channel on LinkedIn.com. And through there, you can find the website through this work here, the disabilitychannel.ca. And then Jay is really strong on Twitter. It's very worthwhile to follow his Twitter feed. The Twitter feed is at Jay Stoyan, so Stoyan, at Jay Stoyan for the Twitter feed. So again, Emily mentioned the Sirius XM radio, and we're enjoying the work that Jay has, brought forth through Your Home TV, which is a creation inspired and made possible through the work of Kathy Ireland. So lots of great things are here. We're enjoying working with RBC Royal Bank and big records, and everything we do at the Disability Channel with Jay's work with Wild Child Records and Toronto Film Company, Flanagan's project that is really blooming and going big places. And so through all this, we're talking as well to People for a New America. So the reality is that when you're in this work, when you're up there in Canada, it's a regular reality that to really take it to, the biggest next step, to really grow things and have it fully involved out in the marketplace. When you're up in Canada, you're always aspiring to see what your Canadian thing can do in America. And so that's been something pursued across the decade. Obviously, you're hearing the Disability Channel is on Media Row with the Super Bowl. So So the Disability Channel is strong in the USA in a marketplace sense. We have a lot of work to do to get into the agencies the way we on the team and other supporters and our viewers and listeners feel that the US government should be getting in the game, to speak in terms of Invictus Games and Super Bowl. So all of the US citizens, please connect in, follow, and really show our government that the USA, all across the land, in every locality and every municipality and, state and regions and on the federal level, that this is very needed. I've been, um, on a narrative where when I dove into Jay's work, I really realized, and even before I met Jay, I thought I had to be the guy to fill this gap of never in the world have you seen mass media, really positioned to put people with disabilities on the front line and to really create that stage and that outlet for it to become a household thing that everybody is aware of these particulars that is out of sight, out of mind for most all people who don't have a disability, just not realizing. And I speak in, personal review, from my life journey, that's how I experienced it. That it wasn't until Sue and I dove into this in the last 10 years that we started to open our eyes up a little bit more in terms of what we've been missing, after decades of life, realizing how things are a little rigged against us. So we are excited with People for a New America with the birth of a movement, the solution revolution, and with one mission to heal our nation, the United States of America. And so we're coming together, with the Hope Stock event at the end of July there that Sue is talking about. And we're really excited about the collaboration. People for a New America on their own is also collaborating with Spirit of the Game Foundation. And, Alan talked about his show, listening into the show. Kind of an in-studio guest during the show was, Todd Lingle from CARES Foundation. And, all of the work we do here inspired Todd Lingle, or he accepted the idea that we checked in with him on, was what about doing your own show? So Emily here is heading up with Todd Lingle the show Who Cares? And so CARES Foundation is venturing into a camp to support children who are having experiences that are rooted in drugs and alcohol and, maybe dealing with, a death in the family or parent, that they lost or family member that they lost through drunk driving, things like this. And to have a camp that really supports them to, in the end of it, have a therapeutic effect for the mental health and well-being challenge that it is, for kids. And then if they're teenagers and so forth, and they're running into this temptation of giving drugs and alcohol a try, to really have some programs to really help mitigate and, keep our youth away from the field of drugs and alcohol. And, for our drivers, our future drivers, to really respect, that responsibility that, if you're on the side of it to consume alcohol, don't go down the road and drive. Because here at the Disability Channel, we can say that that's an example that if somebody doesn't die, through one of these accidents, all of a sudden they could be somebody that now is in the community of people with disabilities just because you had to have a drink and drive. And we're working with Molly Welch of A Second Later, with her work, helping us make sure that we don't drink and drive or have distracted driving. She's got a lived experience with distracted driving and today still undergoes therapy. So, essentially entering the disability community, through that momentary lapse of judgment and, succumbing to distracted driving. So again, back to People for a New America, they're joining us on the veteran front, and they have the works of 9 committees and also developing a university platform where here at the Disability Channel, digital ventures is going to factor in, the whole educational program. We have going to teach people how to produce television and cross train over to radio and everything you hear about here at the Disability Channel. We open up the hood and we let people look under the hood of how we operate here at the Disability Channel. It's a whole educational offering called Digital Ventures. So now collaborating with Fannie University, PFANA, People for a New America University, and liking what they're doing with their Veterans Committee, one of 9 committees of all the great work that People for New America is doing, and, following their music festival tour, Unity, Peace, and Freedom Music Festivals. So, nonetheless, things here at the Disability Channel are very eventful, and the attraction to it all that all of you out there help make possible. Because when you're following our social media, our Facebook and YouTube and everything from the Disability Channel, you are helping the work that we do and the cause that we have here to help bring that more rightful place for the role of people with disabilities and veterans in really everything that we do in life and in the community and the marketplace. With that, Sue, back to you. How are we going to wrap up this show here, this great TDC Today Community Show?
Excellent. Well, and in the flavor of just getting to know our crew a little bit on a personal note, I know sometimes we've gone with what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? I'm actually going to ask you guys, what's your favorite candy bar? We got to start out sweet this upcoming year, joining 2025. So I'm just going out there with, okay, guys, favorite candy bar. Emily, go. Do you have yours?
I just like a regular Hershey's candy bar.
Excellent. Alan, how about you?
Oh, Emily stole it, but I'm gonna go ahead and tag along. Gotta love the Hershey's. Matter of fact, I got a Hershey Kisses somewhere around here. Shh, don't tell nobody.
Excellent. Kurt, what's your favorite?
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. There you go. I got a little lion in me, that Kit Kat trying to get out.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So and me, well, he's allergic to cats, so it just threw me off that he actually went that route.
I'm not aware I'm allergic to lions. Just those small little feet I'm allergic to.
Well,
But I
we'll
don't
have
know.
to get you by a lion and see what happens. We'll work on that.
There you go. There you go.
So, and I gotta go with my Reese's peanut butter cup, but I prefer the ones that are like those holiday ones because they've got more peanut butter to the chocolate ratio. I like those bigger ones. That's just my style. So on that fun note, I am going to say thank you so much for being here. We are part of the USA team here for the Disability Channel with the Today Show communities. And this is a great community that we're a part of. I'm excited to see where 2025 goes, where it's going to take us. Imagine where we're going to be when it's a year from now and we look back on how far we've come throughout this 2025. You guys are making it happen. And as always, we thank you.